Hello.
Hello there internet dwellers, welcome back to another video. Today we have an amazing series for you, and I've got to say Red Diamond, who is the creator of this series, has shot up to my top 5 of all time in the analog horror community. This series is amazing. I'm not going to give too much away, but let's just say that the synopsis is something very, very strange is going on in this area of Alaska. Now, if it wasn't for Immortal Marcus, who recently did a video on this series, I would never have known what this is. So big shout out to Immortal. He's doing big things on his channel right now, and honestly, he inspires me to do better, hence the intro that you saw at the beginning of this video. Please go and subscribe to Red Diamond, guys. Their link will be in the description down below, followed by the videos that you can watch by yourself. Please go watch this in your spare time, because trust me, there is a lot to dissect here, and I'd love to hear your theories about what you think is happening here. Without further ado, guys, we're going to jump straight into this.
The Circles VHS Tales.
Look at this loaf. It's an immaculate loaf of mine.
Warning, flashing lights. Ethan Astor is a famous photographer from Itasivik, Alaska. I'm sorry if I'm absolutely butchering that. I don't think this is a real place. I googled this and it wasn't bringing up anything but this analog horror, so I don't know if it's real. I apologize. On December 5th, 1986, his wife Martha Astor reported that her husband was showing a strange obsession with circles. He would constantly draw the shapes on the walls of their basement. He would also refuse to eat, sleep, or talk to Martha. But Ethan wasn't the only one dealing with such obsession. Many citizens from Itasivik started to show the same obsession with circles around the same time. The government issued an emergency evacuation for Itasivik a day before this strange incident. All of Itasevik's citizens evacuated except for the obsessed ones. Martha returned to Itasivik days later, only to find that her husband, along with the dozens of other people who decided to stay, was gone. Okay, interesting. So you got a warning for flashing lights there, guys. But this is the Circles VHS Tales. The lighting's a little bit different today. I thought I'd go for a little bit of a moodier tone. Well, here we go. Straight away, guys, I'm reminded of the Marvel timeline, like the multiverse in Loki. You know how it kind of trails off? December 5th, 1986. Itasivik. I don't know how to say that, guys. I'm guessing Ethan Astor. Okay, we're gonna have to do Ethan's voice. Here we go.
Welcome to Itasivik, the town where I live. What you're about to see is my town's haunting. We are not haunted by ghosts or monsters, but by simple shapes. The circles. They come every once in a while, and when they do, we evacuate the town. The people who decide to stay are never seen again. They will come in 5 days. I'll stay here.
Right, okay, interesting. So what, is Ethan obsessed with these or not? And but he wants to investigate why they are, what's going on or something like that? Astor's house, December 10th, 1986. Ethan, this is going too far. I no longer feel comfortable around you. You haven't spoken to me or left the basement for days now. By the time you read this, I'll be far away. Please seek help. Martha. Okay, so he refused to evacuate. Well, actually, no, the evacuation wasn't until the day before. So maybe he did just go crazy with the obsession of this circle, whatever the circles are. Ooh, a bit of copyrightable music. Okay, so he's got circles on the walls here. Okay, damn. I love the visuals, man. The visuals are awesome. So if you look at the hallway here, guys, you can see, I don't know if this is meant to be Martha or Ethan, but the face is like completely shadowed off. Okay. Okay, so he's just there stood looking at the wall like the Blair Witch Project. So what's so alluring about these circles? And how did it come to be that these circles became like these hypnotizing things, you know? Night. Okay, so this is the... I'm guessing this is the evacuation notice that happens. So they were told something was going to be coming in 5 days? Just going to jump in here quick. Once again, I wasn't really paying attention when they was explaining it at the start. But no, that they are aware that this is an event that happens regularly to them, like once every few years or so. Or like they evacuated because of the people going crazy in the town. Alert. Anomalous events approaching Itosvik. Seek shelter immediately. Okay. So wait, the whole airwaves have been taken over by this circle? Oh god, it's coming in from the sky. It looks like a Doctor Strange's portal from Marvel Rivals. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe there's aliens coming through whatever this thing is. Or maybe the threat itself is the circle? It's just one of those incomprehensible things. Damn, okay. Someone's at the door. Someone's desperate to get in. Those Jehovah's Witnesses aren't playing around anymore, guys. Okay, so is this circle like just going over this particular area? That is creepy. And it's starting to do something to my vision. It did say flashing lights, guys. Well, they're in. Jeez. Okay, so whatever's coming through is interfering with the TV, the clocks. You can see that it's like spreading this kind of weird circular textures all over the place. So it's not necessarily, maybe it's an energy of some kind. It's not an actual creature. It's just one whole being. Man, these visuals are insane, by the way, guys. Really, really good. I think that is copyrightable music, so... Who is this? A cycle of destruction and rebirth. A curved line of events with no beginning. circling light and shadow through time and space. A line which can never be broken, a line which has never been born. Yet it still exists. It's infinity. It's just always been there. Oh yikes, what is that? It's like just organic biomass. Is it like molding everyone together with the circle? I'm happy now. And was that still from the point of Ethan? Oh my goodness, it's the Eye of Sauron. So I don't understand, if it's not an actual physical thing in terms of like it has mass, like, or it has like a vessel of sorts, then why did it need to knock on the door? The people who decide to stay are never seen again. Some say they joined the circles, and now I'm one of them. Okay, so that was from Ethan's perspective right there. The circles. Interesting. Red Diamond. That was a very, very strong introduction to this series. So my takeaway from this video is that this thing is like a hive mind in some kind of way. Not necessarily like, usually a hive mind is like, there's different entities and they all share the same mind, but this is literally just one thing. And if you stay whilst it's around, you merge and you become part of that thing. And it's almost like a metaphor for the universe and the energies. Like we all share the same properties. We're all made of stardust. If you think about it, deep down we are all one together. But we just have different like subjective existences. But in this case, it's not so wholesome. It feels like there's very sinister tones underneath this. And I'm not sure what it is or what it means, but maybe we'll find out in the next video.
The Starving Five. VHS Tales.
Your quest for truth has granted you a void in your stomach, and now I shall punish you for it. Well, that sounds extremely sinister. This is the Starving Five. Let's jump into this. Oh, we got some text here at the bottom. An exiled spirit rejected from the domains of the afterlife. The earth repudiates its flesh, preventing it from rotting, did that say? Preventing it from rotting. Damned with an endless hunger, a mouth that can't eat and a throat that can't swallow. It takes shame on its grotesque form, using every aspect of its unnatural physicality to lure and capture prey. Okay. But what does it do with the prey if it can't eat them? Its objective, to bring upon the decay of men's flesh and ego. Okay. But you know, there's a circle here, you notice that? Is this all linked? It's got to be all linked, right? So that was the entity. The Starving Five. There is a place. December 21st. That is the winter solstice right there. Of unforgiving cold. My mother-in-law, am I right, guys? I'm not married. Of desperate cruelty. I love the visuals in this, by the way, guys. The visuals in this series are freaking amazing. This reminds me of that story that Nexpo did about the missing five or something like that, or the five. I forgot what it was. We are starving. The engine is dead. A flimsy wooden shelter keeps us away from the snow. Damn, looks like someone's been trying to get into that freaking shelter as well. There's all those scratches on the door. Heat escapes through the cracks. Our skin hardens. Okay, there's two guns on the wall there. Animals sing and hiss, but nothing is seen. We are starving. Okay, is that a ram skull? Got a nice cup of tea here, guys, to keep me warm. Okay, what is that in the middle? That looks... Gary heard his lover's call. Natasha followed him blindly. Okay, they're going out, so whatever this thing is probably has the ability of mimicking. Alex dreams unquietly. Okay, so that's 3 people. I watched the rumbling snow attentively. So that's 4 people. So who's the 5th? Is the 5th Gary's wife? We are not starving alone. Oh my goodness. That statement alone is enough to put chills up your spine. That is awesome. Okay, there's the car. Is that someone on the right there? I can see a little hand there. Oh, they've gone. Who just went then? It's either Alex or the guy that this is from the perspective of. Something's knocking on the door as well. Now on the window. Wake up. Oh wow, okay. Very Resident Evil. Hang on, go back. Let's have a look at that quick. Is there something there? There's something there. Oh, but it disappears into the darkness. That reminds me of the film. What's it called with Nicolas Cage? It's like a monster horror. Arcadian or something like that. I think that's what it's called. The anxious dreamer wanders unconsciously. Will you follow him? Okay, so Alex is sleepwalking, and wait, one of the guns was already gone and he's taken one. So that means that Gary took one of the guns with him. But we haven't heard a gunshot go off yet. Okay, this is a phone call. December 17th. So this is 5 days prior? No, 4 days prior. Do you believe she is still there? Alive?
Alex,
It's been a month.
she's dead. The city is hostile. All it takes is one detour, a miscalculated step, and you're gone. But Gary still has, albeit naive and delusional, hope that we can still find her. And who would dare to take that away from him? This is the least we can do.
I suppose. We will look for nothing and find nothing, and somehow that's supposed to numb the pain.
Perhaps. People disappear and are forgotten year after year, and everyone turns away because they fear the truth. Perhaps the mere attempt, even if redundant, to find the truth can take us away from this melancholy. Tomorrow we will leave in the morning. Natasha will give us a ride.
Okay, so that was a conversation that happened before the events that we're seeing took place, and this was 4 days before whatever's happening is happening. And they're on the phone to... So Alex is on the phone, who was the anxious wanderer, the dreamer. So who's on the other side of the phone? Maybe... Okay, so yeah, it was one of the others. Maybe it was the guy that we're seeing the perspective of. Here we go. Close. It reminds me of Metal Gear Solid when you go outside. I think it's just before Sniper Wolf. Closer. It's not before Sniper Wolf. It's before you, Meryl gets shot. Spoiler. Almost there, Dimitri. Okay, so this is Dimitri we're seeing the perspective of. So who's saying this then? Is he being drawn in by someone else? Oh, he's focused. Oh, that is a dead body right there. Gary heard his lover's call. Oh, is that another dead body? Natasha followed him blindly, so they both died. Yep. Alex dreams unquietly. You watch the snow attentively. So that's 4 people though. So I'm guessing the 5th person is the wife. Is there something there? What is... Ooh, that's someone's jaw right there. That's like a bottom set of teeth. Or maybe even a top set of teeth. Oh wow, it was a false face. Oh, this is definitely like Arcadian, man. This is awesome. Wow. Okay. So we learn that this thing can't eat you. It says it has no mouth, even though those things on the left and right seem to have mouths. Shall we stab together? Oh, hang on, go back. Okay, we got missing posters here. Dmitry Olov. Okay, then we got Gary. Natasha, is that? Hang on. Gary, Alex. For some reason that looks like Katara, but I'm guessing that's Natasha, right? Okay. Oh my goodness, look at this thing. So this thing doesn't have a throat, or it doesn't have a mouth either. So those people back then must have just been beaten to death. Or stomped on or something. Just clawed to death. Maybe angry because this entity can't eat. December 22nd, this is the day after. Man, okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, well, can they not see anymore? Where are my eyes? You won't stab alone. Oof. Jeez, look at that thing. January 1st. You won't stab alone. January 5th. Let me go. January 13th. January 29th. February... Oh, jeez. The stabbing 5. Jeez. Red Diamond. Now, I don't know if these are all related, but I love these stories, man. Like, just as like they're individual stories in themselves, like a Black Mirror series. They all have different, it's like an anthology. This was really freaking cool. And it was put together so well. The sound design and the visuals are amazing. And it reminded me of that story that Nexpo did covering, I think that it was called The Missing Five or something like that. And it's literally a similar story where the car breaks down in the snow, I think, and they all go separate ways. And I don't know if they're found. I think some are found, some aren't. And there's no explanation to what happened to them. Maybe this is Red Diamond's rendition of that, like their version of what could have happened, but in their own fictional world. But we're going to move on now, guys, to what is the start of the Oakburn Opus.
Oakburn Opus. Part 1.
This is part 1. There's 2 parts so far. The last one was uploaded 6 months ago though, so I don't know if Red Diamond just gave up on uploading or if they're working on a part 3 and they've been working hard. But I really hope they haven't given up because the videos I've been watching so far are so freaking cool. So yeah, let's just jump straight into this one. This is the beginning of a new series. There are 2 parts, Oakburn Opus. (1997). Old Oakburn population vanishes overnight. That is how you get someone involved right there, guys. That is how you hook someone immediately. Nice visual, bit of information on screen, nothing too overwhelming. 2024, classified information from the Oakburn case is leaked by anonymous sources. A new light is shed on the case. What is that, some kind of shrine? Which branches into countless theories, hypotheses, and discussions. The following images are based on the manuscript findings belonging to an anonymous inhabitant and a restored cassette tape depicting the phenomena. Okay. Oakburn Opus, Part 1. Evidence 1. Oakburn's flutist. Okay. Interesting. Is that like a horned man? Is that the devil? On a cold morning, the outsider stumbled upon our gates and quickly became a welcome guest through the sweet and captivating melody of his flute. That is haunting. My people brought him into our village, a secluded place west of the Itosavik Mountains. Okay, so there's got to be some connection to the circles, at least the circles, because that is where this is based. And it looked like in the second video that they were in some kind of snowy area. So this has all got to be related, right? We provided the flutist food, water, and shelter. And in return, the man continued to enchant our people with the tunes of the winds. Okay, what is this? Why does it look like it's buffering? That's not me, guys. The children adored him, soothed by the melodic blow. Men and women respected him for the great entertainment and happiness provided by the something flute. To the more humble folk, the flutist was a gateway form of art. Is that what that says? Something gates? I don't know. Okay, there's a circle. Oh wow, look at that. I like how the drawing looks like wind blowing. And so this guy's like made up of wind. Reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima when you just play the flute. This is Jin Sakai. It's like the Pied Piper. He would play his flute to lure away rats, but the townsfolk didn't want to pay for his services, so he lured the children away, like a nonce, and he made them disappear. Okay. So that was a symbol, a circle with 9 triangles in. He hid them under the veil of reality. Impossible to breathe beyond existence. Keep looking. Do not follow the melody. Okay, don't follow the melody. Old Oakburn. He adapted to our customs, ate and drank from our kitchen, hummed our chants and honored our altars without ever voicing a single thought. Ugh. I mean, is that a hat that he's wearing, or does he have horns coming out of his head? The flutist used the wind as his words and melodies as his speech. I don't know how you do that. It's buffering again. Within the wind, it hid fangs? Fang? Within the wind, it breathed our spirit. Within the wind, the flute buried the veil. Burned the veil, buried the veil. Evidence 1. Handwritten records, author unknown, recovered by Martha Astor. So Martha Astor was the wife of Ethan Astor, who disappeared from the Circle event. So this is definitely all related. Evidence 2. The magnum opus. 1997, the great flutist of Old Oakburn announces the completion of his magnum opus. A presentation is set to happen Friday night at Lake Oakburn. Hundreds of men, women and children gather near the lake in anticipation. And here's the audio. So what, this cassette player didn't disappear with the townsfolk? How far away was that man? Couldn't hear a word. So they gathered to listen to him play his flute. Okay, so identify. Interpret. Follow. Okay, so it's almost like the melody that this flutist is playing is awakening something that was dormant in this shrine, or at least awakening some kind of ancient magic or something, like a magic stone. The music. Ooh. Man. Oh, jeez. Identify, interpret, and follow. What's this? Oh, it's following the music. It told us to follow the music. And that's what we're doing right now. Oh, jeez. Police car. Okay. Well, that looks like the freaking the don't starve creature, whatever it was, like the starving creature with no mouth and no throat. So is that they've got all got to be connected, right? So we're going to Lake Oakburn, unless that was the flutist? No. Okay, here we go. We're here. Lake Oakburn. But what is the triangles and the circle? What does that mean? Yeah, that looks like a devil. That's a horned devil right there. Or like a very similar to the don't starve creature, unless that's two different heads coming off the side. But that they would surely the townsfolk would have said something about a freaking, oh yeah, they had the head of a ram or the head of a whatever the heck that thing was. Is that the face of the creature? Yeah, it's got like little horns coming off it at the top there. Like a jester hat of some kind. Right. I'm gonna share my theory at the end of this video. What I think happened here. The morning after, Old Oakburn woke up to silence. 1,043 inhabitants disappeared overnight. After quick and inconclusive investigations, little evidence was found. The existence and whereabouts of the flutist remained an unanswered enigma. That was until 2003. Okay. The search for Old Oakburn's population continues. Right. Okay, so here's my... oh, no, don't play. Don't play! Now, I believe that the flutist is potentially someone that was sent by something that lies dormant underneath of Lake Oakburn. The reason I say this is because he seems to have magical abilities with his flutes that activates this shrine that then did something to make all these people disappear. So I think that I don't know how the flutist got there in the first place. That remains a mystery. He just shown up one day. But I think in general that this town, this area that these videos take place in is a hotspot for like aliens, or maybe like there was ancient life there at one point that just lays dormant. And I think that's what happened there at the Lake Oakburn. Basically what happened was he gained all the trust of these people because his music was so beautiful and it was enchanting and they liked having him around. He gathered everybody saying this was his magnum opus, and his magnum opus was activating this shrine, which also activated something most likely underneath the lake itself. Maybe there was a ancient civilization under there or some kind of power. I mean, I think what happened is because they said that he shifts them beyond the veil, like underneath reality or whatever. So he takes them like Silent Hill, for example. It's the same place, but it's a different dimension. It's like, here's our dimension, here's a dimension underneath. And I think whatever song that the flutist played there transported them from this dimension to this dimension. But the screaming that was happening there suggests that something must have risen, or maybe the flutist was changing and everyone was scared, and you can hear the sound of them disappearing and the cassette dropping. So they literally just disappeared. So for some reason the cassette survived, but the people went. So this is the only evidence they have of what happened on that day, and that was 1996, and they're saying that 2003 something else happened, and I'm guessing that is what part 2 is. He knows well his wicked ways. Okay guys, so this is the last video that Red Diamond uploaded. I really hope there's a part 3 because I'm really enjoying this series. It's fantastic. The sound design is amazing. The visuals are amazing. The story or whatever's being told here is amazing. It really gets you thinking. Top 5 for me. Straight away, top 5 analog horror creators. Here we go. That's a nice house. Be a shame if something were to happen. 25 miles from Lake Oakburn, the Lebedev residence. Oof. Oh, Jesus! Wow, okay, well, something bad did happen. Okay. I stood upon their blood. I stood upon the weapon. I stood before the flute. And the drowned city arose beneath my feet. Man, this is playing out like a Silent Hill dialogue. You know in Silent Hill when you go around and you're in the other world or whatever it's called, and there's little freaking like poems like that all around. And it's not quite like very descriptive, but it's poetic in its descriptions. And you have to really like read between the lines to understand what it's trying to say. I like this writing, it's really good. Okay, so this is like crime scene photos. The melody crawls in. The voice under the veil commands. The voice under the veil. And the vessel answers. Sleep token. If he was a serial killer. What stands before you, Detective Astor, is not a person. I exist incarcerated in a vessel of the arcane. Okay, so whoever this person is that obviously murdered whoever it was, murdered the Lebedevs, is just an empty hollow shell, and it's imprisoned in that vessel. And maybe it's doing the works of the voice below the veil to then have access to beneath the veil. Maybe the veil is like a paradise to this person, and this is punishment for them for some reason. I will entertain your feeble sense of justice. I will share you my tale. He knows well his wicked ways. Red Diamond presents very good. I love the sound design for this. It's so freaking good, man. Look at the visuals as well. This freaking bird's eye view of the police there. December 10th, a call is made to the Itovsivik Police Department from the Lebedev household. The caller confessed to having committed murder. Jackson and Oliver Lebedev were dead, their bodies aligned in the dark room. The Lebedev brothers, naturalist photographers of Itovsivik, searched to capture the empty landscape of the mountains. I guess that's Civic, right? The criminal was never identified. For the convenience of this investigation, the killer will be addressed by the pseudonym John Doe. Evidence 3. The Lebedev murders. Lebedev. The timeline based on the interrogatory of John Doe. Couldn't that just be interrogation? Maybe I'm just dumb. Conducted and recorded by Detective Martha Astor. Ooh, okay, Martha became a detective, or was she always a detective? It would make sense, like that she maybe wanted to become a detective because her husband was involved in a strange disappearance in the same freaking area that has no explanation. And now another town of people disappear? Of course she's going to be interested in this. December 5th, 2003. John Doe is led by the melody of a wind instrument emanating from Lake Oakburn. Okay, so that was where everyone went missing, right? Was it Lake Oakburn? Yeah, everyone gathered around to listen. Or it was in Oakburn, at least. Man, I love this. This story's great. I love it. Segment 1, conditioning. Okay, so he's being... It's almost like a siren. You're being hypnotized by whatever this thing is. But instead of the siren killing you straight away, it's like luring you in to then put you under the veil, as they say, under reality. From the very first moment that the flute touched my mind, I was sure to have been struck by something otherworldly, roaming the depths of the lake. Okay, so there is something underneath the lake. That is what was activated, surely. Near the lake, John Doe encounters a monolith. On the surface of the smooth rock, a symbol was carved, a circle and 9 triangles. Is it going to explain what that symbol is? Oh, hang on a sec. Well, that was a different symbol. That's a triangle with 9 circles. I witnessed, in clear and inscrutable reason, the flute and the man. They taught me wisdom from the bottom of the lake, the drowned city, and the millions who rest there. He raised me in that instant as a vessel. Okay, so there was some kind of ancient civilization in this place, and it's definitely a hotspot for this energy that whatever's that circle, you know, there seems to be hotspots of different entities, creatures, and maybe it's due to what's underneath this lake or what used to be there. He was taught wisdom, and then like he just became a vessel for the voice beyond the veil or underneath the veil. Jeez. The emblem etched upon the rock, the beautifully profane assortment of a circle and 9 triangles, suddenly gleamed in crimson hue. The song wove a web, his desire in an instant made clear. In the flutes I discerned the will of expansion, which I was to provide. Okay, so so last time that was played, everyone disappeared into whatever it was. They went to a different dimension, below the veil. But this guy has been sent on a mission almost. Oh, jeez. After the encounter, John wanders the mountain for 5 days, allegedly in a deranged state of mind. Now, I'm definitely thinking that everything is connected here, because there seems to be, like, the number 5 plays like there's 5 days before the incident of the circles, there was the starving 5, and now this John Doe wanders around for 5 days. Could it be that maybe the entity with no mouth and no throat or whatever is also a vessel, but as a punishment from beyond the veil or whatever? Or is, because they said that that entity was their objective was to like shatter the ego of man or something like that. And maybe whatever's below the veil or whatever this ancient civilization was, this drowned city, has anger towards the people who are living there now. Potentially. This is just a theory, guys. December 10th, 2003. John comes across the Lebedev residence. I love the sound design. It's so good. It's so simple, but so effective. There he is. Is he carrying a freaking pickaxe? That is a horned devil right there. Or like, is it? Okay. Segment 2. But it doesn't make sense though. Because surely the townsfolk would be like, they would have mentioned, oh yeah, it had a ram's head, by the way. I think I already said that. I'm not sure. But like, so it's got to be a human with like wearing a hat of some kind. John Doe. It is common for many inhabitants of remote areas and hidden places to forget their front doors unlocked. A naive custom, often conditioned by the emptiness surrounding it. I love how this is written. It's so good. Mav Pias, his unfathomable name in evoking horror. The spectre whispered. Through the window, I beheld his lichened shape. So he was already... Oh, sorry, my camera stopped recording. So, does this mean John was already in the window, looking out? This is where his lichen... So lichen, that's like a wolf, is it not? Lycans are a fictional species of half-human, half-wolf creatures. Is that what the starving creature was as well? Lycan thing? The spectre whispered in evoking horror his unfathomable name, Mavpies. So this is called Mavpies? Hang on a sec. From doing a little bit of research online, nothing came up. But the one that did come up was Mavsias, which is a parable in Greek mythology about hubris. And hubris was a huge thing in Greek mythology where humans thought they could challenge the gods, right? It happens quite a lot. And, you know, gods have huge egos, so they punish people who think like they're better than them, basically. But in this person's case, Mavsias challenged the god Apollo to a musical competition. I remember this one now. And what happened was Apollo kind of cheated because Apollo was playing the guitar and like he turned the guitar upside down and started playing it like that. So Marsyas was an amazing like player of his instrument. I forgot what the instrument he played was. An aulus, which is kind of like a flute, I guess, a double flute. And so he starts playing music into the flute. Then Apollo does the thing where he turns the guitar upside down and starts playing that way. Apollo says, now you do it. And so he starts playing again. He goes, no. Turn your instrument upside down and play it. And obviously with a flute, there's only one blowhole. So he turned it upside down, no music was coming out. And because of that, he basically lost the competition, which was, I believe, judged by the Muses. And the Muses sided with Apollo. And as punishment, Apollo skinned this man alive. So I don't know if this is inspired by that, or if this is its own thing, or if it's like a reference to that. But that's just a little bit of Greek mythology for you there, guys. A name in the melody. Mavpies. And from the profane blade touched by Mavpies' fangs, I cut their eyes open in the dark room. 11 hour 42, John Doe furtively strikes the Lebedev brothers. Jackson takes a pickaxe hit to the thigh, snapping the femur, and is left debilitated. Oliver drags Jackson to the dark room at gunpoint upon performing a suboptimal tourniquet. Okay, so he freaking smashed one in the leg. Oliver drags Jackson off to try and shelter maybe from this psychopath who just entered their home with a pickaxe. Well, this isn't good. Oliver Lebedev, time of death 12 hour 07. Who's laughing right now? Oof, jeez. My goodness, a pickaxe to the back of the head. Playing Minecraft, baby. Okay, and there's the symbol. So he drew that out in blood. Jackson Lebedev, time of death, 12 hours 16. And he was shot twice. He got the easy way out. Unless Jackson, he must have died straight away. Pickaxe to the back of the head. So what is this symbol then? My God, look at that. Look, completely lights up my face. Oh, here we go, guys. I think we're about to get hypnotized. Oh, Martha. The sole reason I stand before you, narrating my tale, contributing to your futile pursuit of a comprehensible truth, is to convey you his message. He calls you to the lake, your good friend beneath the veil, You're talking about Ethan? Visit the drowned city. Your failure to heed his warning will bring the same fate upon you and the few living folks you love. You will drown too. My goodness, look at that. Look at it's doing to my face. So bright. Okay. There's someone lying there at the bottom. Who is that? Okay, so... Oh, okay, so I think that was one of the dead bodies. And now this is Mav-Pias, maybe judging what they did. Oh my goodness. Is that 6 arms? Right. So that was the interview that was conducted with this John Doe guy. Okay, so the song is like a reference also to the description. In defiance of John's alleged method of murder, the bodies of Jackson and Oliver were found in contradictory conditions. Agents at the scene first observed vascular marbling, skin discoloration, and bloating in both bodies. That sounds like drowning. An autopsy analysis revealed pulmonary injury. What's pulmonary injury? Insinuating that drowning was the cause of death. But we know that's not true. Oakburn Opus, my God, I like this series. This series is so cool. 18 years old and creating stuff like this. Some people are just, this guy must be a vessel for some kind of creative god. The search for Old Oakburn. Okay. So what did I say? Population continues. Okay. Okay, so I have an overarching theory of what the whole thing is like. A theme of. I'm getting a theme here. So if the Mav-Pias is like meant to be a reference to the Greek mythology, Marsyas, not Mavsias, then it seems like the whole thing, this whole kind of series has been about ego. So the whole story of Marsyas was that he had ego and he challenged a god to something like Apollo was the god of music, right? As well as, I don't know, the god of the sun as well. He was the god of many things. So challenging a god of like music to a battle, the devil came down from Georgia and had a little freaking fiddle off. That sounds weird. I feel like this whole series is a theme on ego. And maybe challenging the gods, or maybe thinking you're more powerful than a god. And it's almost like, no, you're not more powerful. So the circle, to begin with, that's like a god kind of entity. It's everything is one. Like that, and if you can join it, you can become part of that circle. It's like a god entity almost. It's unfathomable. And then with this one, I feel like Mav-Pias, if it's going off of the reference of the Greek mythology of Marsyas, then maybe he is also a vessel of this veil underneath. Maybe he challenged the gods and now he's being sent on a mission to expand. Because that's what they said, the whole purpose of this John Doe's mission was expansion, they said. So what if the Lycan Spectre, Mav-Pias, also was sent to do exactly the same thing and is now like a figurehead of the drowned city, basically. And you got to also think about the Starving Five that whole reason that thing exists is to shatter the ego of men, or something like that. It said something about the ego of man. So I believe that is the theme that's happening here. It's about ego and greed of man, and being reminded that, you know, there's something a lot more powerful than man out there, and it lives below this lake. But yeah, this series has been freaking awesome. I've really, really enjoyed that. The visuals were amazing. The sound design was amazing. The story is amazing. Go check the videos out for yourself, guys. Go watch them for yourself, and then leave your theories down below on what you think this is about. I believe it is about like ego and stuff, and obviously that's just the theme. But the whole story in itself, obviously there's this Mavpias, this specter who came to this village. But then there's the circles before that. I don't know if that's all related. It must be related because there's circles with 9 triangles inside it. So they're all interconnected somehow. But he came and like lived among them for a little bit, gained their trust, and then created a song that activated this monolith, this monolith. And it activated some kind of magic which awoken something underneath the lake, and that's why you hear all the screaming there. God knows what it is. Maybe we'll learn more about the actual drowned city in a future part. I really hope Red Diamond continues this because it's a fantastic series, phenomenal series, and yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. So guys, go show your support to Red Diamond. That link will be in the description down below. If you enjoyed my reaction here today, why not consider subscribing? This is the majority of my content, reacting to analog horror, found footage, spooky stuff. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.
No! Me